Right, good morning, team. Hope you're all well. Making sure we're all set up. Nice. Okay. Welcome once again. I think I remember last week saying we were going to do a little bit of faster stuff today. So have a look in the background and you'll see we're going to do some 1 minute pieces. Okay. Now, I am still a big fan of progressing while we're doing these minute pieces. Just because we're going to do 12 of them in one go, we're going to build up some pretty good intensity and fatigue while we're doing it. In terms of the rating and stuff like that, it might be a little bit hard today. I was thinking about it, because we try and do a lot of work together, obviously, by doing this live stream. But what tends to happen is that when we start getting up into this high rating stuff, I just think that there might be a little bit too much disparity between us, because there are some people that can rate quite high, and then there's others that can't. So ultimately, yes, we're trying to get our rating up and we're trying to tick it along as fast as we can. But the fact is that it could be a little bit of a stretch for some people. So we'll see where we get to today. We will do a really good solid warm-up. A lot of this workout is revolved around the warm-up, because if we don't do our warm-up well enough, if we don't do enough to get the body woken up, to get the ratings and progress through the ratings, then we're not going to be able to get the best out of what we're doing. So solid warm-up, it'll probably be about 12 to 15 minutes long, and then we'll jump into the pieces, okay? So we won't muck around too much because we can talk while we're doing the warm-up to get ready, and then we'll get into the pieces while we do that, okay? So should be a cool little fun piece. Yes, it will be hard, and that's the idea. Because we've done quite a lot of good work, quite long, stretched out variation. But yeah, it is about time that we throw into the mix a really good, solid workout that's going to really start pushing the limits. Now, when we do this piece, we don't need to be max, okay? And so what I mean by max is going out as hard as you can and then watching your numbers slow down. We still want to try and sit on a rating and a speed that's going to be sustainable for the minute, okay? And for sustainable for the minute, so that if you had to probably do 2 or 3 minutes, you could handle it. That's sort of what we're looking for. Now, that you might be like, well, a lot of people do ask the question on how do I sustain something for longer periods of time. Obviously, it just comes down to the training, which is exactly what we're doing here. So we want to get a nice solid push and a nice solid rhythm, and we want to keep the hands free, and we want to have enough intensity so that we are actually like working really hard. You're getting to the end of the minute going, whew, okay, that was tough. If you had to carry that on for a little bit longer, you could. But we get right to that threshold level where we're thinking, crikey, this is tough. And then that's where we're going to be stopping. So that's where the minute should finish. And then it gives us time to just compose ourselves again in the break, get ready to do the next one, and the next one, and the next one, so forth. So it's sort of broken up into 4 sections. The first 4 are around sort of 32, 34, so we can find some good speed, some good rhythm with the hands. The second set's going to be really solid. So 5, 6, 7, 8, around 34, 36, solid push. That's really sort of a good race pace for, say, 1,000 meter, 2K area. And then the last 4 are open. So we might hold them at 36. You might be able to do them at 38, or you could even go higher depending on what you can do. So that's the bread and butter for today. Right, so let's rip into it. Wales. Hey, Joe. J-Lo. Wales lockdown national number 2. Oh, crikey, you poor buggers. It's just the way it goes. It's the way the cookie crumbles. So I just need to move my drag up. People have been rowing on the machine. Okay, so let's start off with our warm-up. Just make sure I might need to just shuffle my machine lightly. Okay, so 10 to 15 minutes. So the first sort of 2, 3, 4 minutes, we're just going to be building up the heart rates, getting the blood flowing, stretching out. Okay. Body into a good position. We'll come together sort of around that 5-minute mark. And that'll be where we start to build some pieces, just increasing ratings as we go along. Ratings and intensity. Just to remember, all of this is designed around injury prevention. We are starting to get up into that high intensity. A lot of pressure on the body. Okay, nice. So let the seat come underneath us a little bit. Nice, easy length. Remember the chain taking us forward. It's good. Remember that freedom around the finish, even now. It's good. We're starting to feel a bit more pressure now. Pushing the numbers down a little bit further. Heart rates are slowly getting up. Good. Always remembering the flow. Around the back. Around the front. We're going to really try and focus today when we get up to speed that we don't get in. I feel like we've got to be real powerful off the catch. Still want to have this rhythm, the change in directions, that sort of that compression that comes forward and then allows us to push away. We'll start to squeeze it out a little bit more. Pushing the speed down a bit further. that little bit more intensity now. Okay, nice. Let's firm it once again. Before we start doing a series of like 30-second pieces as our warm-up, okay? So in 10 seconds, we're going to do 30 seconds around 26. Okay, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Now. So remember, just feel the acceleration. Around this 25, 26. Just feel the speed to start with. The push, not the power. Couple more. Good. Okay. Nice. So in 5 seconds, start building. Going up to 28. This one. Now, move the hands. Give it a push. And around the back. Nice. A few more. Good. Okay. Another 30 seconds off. This one will go up to about 30, 32. And we'll take a little bit longer in the break. Then we'll start throwing some more faster ones in. Okay, firming. As I say, the warm-up's quite important. Here we go. Firm. Moving in. Now, 30 seconds. 30, 32. Remember, move the hands. No tension out front. Round the back. And down. Okay. Couple of good priming pieces. Really good, okay? So when we get out to this 30-second marker, we'll start to firm, okay? So firming now. Okay, so in 15 seconds, 32, we're gonna go 45 seconds. Look for some good speed, okay? Starting to build. 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. Remember, keep it long. Give it a good acceleration. Remember, leg speed, body speed. Good. Hand around the back. 10 seconds. All the way. And down. Good. Okay, nice. So we'll paddle it out for the next minute. Okay, so while we're doing this piece as well, our recovery needs to be good. Okay, so this first 15 seconds, 20 seconds of our piece, of our recovery, just flow along like this, okay? And stay loose, move right up and down the slide, okay? Get the breathing under control. And then we start now to firm slightly, okay? So in 20 seconds, we're going to go again. This time we're going to get it up to around 34. Okay, for 45 seconds. Yes, warm up can be quite hard. So here we go, firming. Remember, move everything free. 5 seconds, ready to move. Now, hands away. Good. Remember, it's all about leg speed. Don't worry too much of the length. Extension. 20 seconds. And back. 5 seconds. And down. Okay, nice. Really good. Okay. Once again, gather yourself, okay? The idea is everybody's different. We've got to breathe. We've got to get our heart rates to try and come back under control. The face, try and get the tension out of anywhere. Okay, so that's the active recovery part. We do for that 30 odd seconds. And then we start ready to build again. Okay, so in 20 seconds, I'm going to go up to 36. Around 36 for 30 seconds. We're starting to build. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, building. This one. Now, remember, just hand speed. Start with that. Get them away. Front of the body. Nice. Halfway. Feel the hand. Couple more. And down. Good. Okay, nice. So today is going to be very anaerobic. If we do this properly, the first half of it should almost feel like, well, in the piece, I don't feel too bad for that first 20, 25 seconds. And then I'm like, oh, I'm going to be counting the numbers and how many strokes I've got left from that point onwards. Okay. And that's our anaerobic zone in the body. Okay, getting to that point. Lactic acids, hydrogen ions in the muscles. Okay, but we have to push to that point so we get familiar with it. Okay, so that's basically the goal of today. It's just to start out good. So we want to get good acceleration and we just want good hand speed around the finish. Okay, hand speed is crucial to get our ratings. Believe it or not, you know, we always talk about this handle getting away. It's going to go so fast. So don't think about you have to tug it into the body, because there is that trade-off between rating and power. Yes, I understand that. So we're just trying to push the limits a little bit if we can. You know, I know a lot of people are like, look, I just cannot rate that high. You know, it is quite hard. It is quite high. But we just want you to attempt it. And we want you to attempt it by free speed of the machine. So handles around everything. So I think what will end up happening today is that we may not, you may see the screen, you may see me, but I might be out of kilter with what the ratings are. Okay, so you can do sessions with 1 minute on, 1 minute off, where you just go, right, just go as fast as you can. Yeah, that's fine. I still believe, and we're still working quite hard, and we're going to build into it through all of these pieces. Okay, we're going to build it, and we're going to find out where we can go, how we can make it quicker, how we can get free speed. Really, because if you do a piece, like even if you're like, hey, I'd love to do a 500 and see how fast I am against some of the best people in the world in my age group, you still got to learn how to keep that speed of the machine up. As I say, we get it up to speed and we just tap it along, tap. Okay, because we've got to use the power, yes, to get it up. And then from there, we take the power down and we just do it a lot. Okay, it feels like we're not doing as much power, and that's what we want to do. We want to build the speed, and then we want to sit on a plateau where we're just tapping it. Yes, we're going to be working hard, but we just want to feel like it's tapping it along. Okay, rather than every stroke. We don't want that. Okay, we want hang, and we want body to be in a hang position, you know, keeping that feeling, and we're like, accelerate, freedom, accelerate. And the acceleration will be hard enough in itself. Okay, so take a minute if you need to have a bit of a stretch, whatever, and then we're into it. Okay, boom. So I'll keep a bit of a clock on it. We've done a pretty good warm-up. I'm sweating already. Heart rate got up quite high. So we should be good to go. The first piece might be a bit rusty. Okay, just because it's the first one and we're off the blocks. Don't worry about it too much. We'll find the speed, get into it, tap it along. Good thing about this as well, you know, we set the workout. We'll be able to go back into it afterwards and know what we've done, and then have a look at where the speeds got to, how they went wrong, whatever. So we are very testing ourselves today. Now, if you are looking at the numbers going, no way I can hit that, that's fine. Okay, just push yourself a little bit outside the comfort zone. Look for easy and free speed. You know, if you normally sit there at 30 and you can't really get it much higher, take the power back and just look for more speed. Okay, don't worry too much about the length. You know, obviously we don't want to be like here, but if we're just up and around here, try and get it as much vertical as you can. You know, if you're up in here, we don't need to be way up in here. Okay, when you're up in high rate, you've got enough time to get to about there. Good position round the front, and as I say, round the back. Brush the body. Don't, and then get in. Because the moment we do that, we're stuck here. We've got to get out. We've got to go. Okay, round the back, round the front. Tap it along. Okay, here we go. Here it is, team. Select workout. New workout. Intervals. Time. 1 minute. It's already on the screen. 1 minute rest. Boom. We're in. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. As I say, ideally in this session, I would love it to be sort of 34, 36 open. But as I say, if we can try to get around 32, 34 open, You know, 36 might be your open at the end here. I think we'll all know as we do a few more pieces how easy it is, or how we can get quicker rating. So a lot of what we'll do today, keep an eye on what I'm doing on the screen, but we may get out of sync with the speed. So if that happens, I'm just going to be focusing on the technical pointers, and I'm going to be working pretty bloody hard. So I'm going to have to make sure, where am I? 5 to 6. Just going to have to make sure that you're listening to what I'm saying and getting the cues, okay? Just because we are quite high, we're quite fast, and some people might just get a little bit out of kilter. So let's press our tick button. We're ready to go. Little bits of rest in between. We'll take our time, and then we're building back into it from there. So the first one, we're going to have to build into it. Okay, so let's sit nice and tall, pick up the handle, and get ready to go. Okay, so 12 1-minute pieces. This first one, see somewhere around that 32, 34. Okay, are you ready? Attention, go. Feel the push. Hand speed. Okay, hand long. Nice long arms. Accelerate. Hands around the back. Feel the push. Hold the speed. Good. Keep it moving. Good rhythm. Nice. Okay. Remember, always keep moving. That was a nice jolt to the system. Okay, the other thing on this too, remember, do a couple, and then feel, maybe I might want to come down in my drag, or maybe I want to go up. Have a bit of a play, a bit of experiment. The other thing, and here's the kicker, we're going to start building with about 2 seconds to go. Okay, we want to hit the line with speed. We don't want to get to 0 and then start. Okay, here we go. Firming, starting to build. Now, and through. Okay, keep it easy and free. Hands away. Nice long arms. Around the back. Sit back. Strike the body. Good. Feel that rhythm. Good. Breathing. Good. Okay, pedal it out. Under control. Have a look at your meters or your split. Is it slightly better? Okay. I did 2 more meters. Okay, it's going to stay pretty consistent. Nice. Okay. So keep the same focus. These next 2 pieces, same thing, around that 32 to 34. I think I've been sitting on about 33. Okay, starting to firm. Yeah, here we go. Building up. Now, easy speed. Okay, hang. Around the front. Got long arms. On the back. Sit back. Both feet. Good. Okay, breathe. Good solid work. Good solid intensity. We've got to try and get ourselves under control in this warm and the break in between. And the hardest thing that's going to happen is trying to build into the line. Okay, if we start at 0, we'll never hit our numbers. Always looking for improvement. Okay, last one around this rating. Firming. Keep it free, sitting tall. Here we are. Ready? Yeah. Remember, leg speed, hand speed. Tap. Don't lock the knees out. Nice and soft. Sitting tall. Push. Good hang. Nice. Good. Okay, working hard. Good first set under the way. Okay. So now we've really got to focus on our freedom, and we just want to try and eke out a little bit more speed. Okay. Here we go. So breathing into it. Nice and tall. Try and get up around this 35, 36. Here we go. Moving in. Yeah. Hands around the back. Get them away. Breathe. Long arms. Yeah, sit up. Quickly. Yeah. Relax the face. Good. So I got a couple more meters there. Really good. That's all I needed. Okay. Yes. Difficult workout. We've got to find ways to stay efficient. Okay, hanging, feeling the speed as much as we possibly can. Okay, sucking it in, firming it up. Here we go. Building. Now. Good long arms, start with that. Push away. Round the back. Sit back. Brush the body. Sitting tall. Breathe. Good. Halfway. Okay, really good. Okay, breathe it in. So now it's all about efficiency from here on in. Okay. Get it up to speed and then tap it along. Okay, the first 10, 15 seconds, we've got the energy to make it go, and then we've got to find that rhythm. Okay, starting to firm. Keep it free, try keep that rating up. Here we go. Building and go. There it is. Hands away. Hold the speed with the hand. Relax the pace. Don't choke the handle. Down the front. Away. Good. Nice piece. Okay, so it's getting harder. Got to keep it moving. Piece number 8. Piece number 7, sorry. Here we go. Moving in. Now. Back. Length. Hang. Back along. Round the front. Round the back. Nice. Really good. Okay, so this is the 8th piece coming up now. Keep it on that. 36. Try and stay free. Try and stay loose. Get it to speed and tap along. Here we go. Booming. Here we go. Now. Breathe. Sit up. Down the back. Down the front. Both feet. Breathe. Accelerate. Good. Good. 4 pieces left. Pretty certain. Now, these are open, but as I say, so sustainable. Getting to the end going, hurry up and tick down. Okay, we don't want to fade. Whole idea of this, we're doing minutes, but we're not having a huge fade. Okay, let's focus this one. Keep it free, hand speed around the back. Here we go. Booming. See if you can get more rate. Here we go. Yeah. Hands. Round the back. To the hand. Now hold. Tap. Breathe. Good. Okay. Right up there now. In terms of intensity. Going to be really, really hard these last three. Just focus the next one. Focus on breathing. Rhythm around the front, rhythm around the back. Okay, here we go. Big breath. Start to move. That's it, team. Here we go. And move. Breathe. Hang. Round the back. Push. Accelerate. Hang. All the way. Good. Super. Okay. Really nice. Breathing. Same again. Push the comfort zone. We're trying to stay composed. Okay, free the hands. Feel the acceleration. Let's do this next piece really well. Here we go. Firm. Moving up. Ah. Out. Long arms. Take them out. Down the back. Tap. Back. Hang. Push. 15 seconds. Okay, great. Last one. Okay, we're going to stay focused. We're not going ballistic. Keep the freedom. Keep the composure. Let's find some little bit of extra speed. Really good hang. Round the back. Tap round the front. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna breathe into it. Here we go, firm. Last piece, let's nail it. Yeah. Building, moving. Yeah. The rhythm. Hands. Sit back. Long arms. Hold. Last 30. Relax the face. All the way. In. Yeah. Great. Don't stop. Okay. Let's keep moving. Oh, how I love to hate high intensity pieces. Okay. Really good. Let's keep ourselves under control. We've built up a lot of fatigue. Okay, let's just press our menu. Let's press it a couple of times, save it into the memory. Go back and have a look at it. See the difference in the pieces. Okay. They may or may not have got any quicker, or they might have got slower in the last 4. Okay. But we're working in a really good zone and we're trying to stay consistent. So if we do this type of workout properly, we should be very, very even across the board. The pieces shouldn't differ too much. You know, maybe 8 to 10 meters at the most. If we can have it even less, amazing. Okay. But also, hopefully you would have seen the whole idea with these is they're not max. Max is different. Max, you just start out as hard as you can and you see where you die. Okay. And you'd probably do maybe 6 max pieces with a 3 or 4 minute break in between. This is trying to find a rhythm at high rate. Okay, so if you were to do a 1,000 or a 4 minute piece, even a 2K, you're trying to find something which is you with the machine. Okay, somewhere where you can hold. And even though it might be well above what you normally would do for like a long piece, the whole idea is still finding, hey, when I'm fucked, that I can hold my composure. I can still focus on the technique rather than going, shit, I'm screwed. Rah! Shut your eyes, head starts nodding. Okay, like we've all been there, we've all done that. Everything's about trying to stay composed. Now, if you're composed, the numbers are getting slower, you're still holding the technique, that's fine, okay? Because ultimately you're trying to do it and it just means you've gone a little bit hard. So it's just really trying to focus and find a speed through what we're doing today, okay? So just keep paddling. We need to bring the hearts back under control. A lot of what we talk about on the stream is just the rhythm. You know, it's finding us moving with the machine for our body types, for our heights, for our fitness levels, our strengths. Everything I talk about in terms of the hands around, feet at the front, the hang, is all designed for you guys to find little parts that work within what you currently do. Okay, I don't expect all your techniques to be textbook. Mine's far from textbook, but I know the feelings, the things that I've got to work on that give me a consistent speed. Okay, so there's the key in it all. With the machine, we're not CrossFitters doing 1 or 2 minute bursts, and that's all we're doing all the time. We're doing a whole variety and a whole range, from 30, 40 minute long sessions to 30-second, 1 minute pieces. We encompass the whole thing. So the setups, the way that we try and hold the technique now is very similar to the way we hold the technique when we're doing 10 minutes at 20 rate. All we've got to think about is that there's a bit more pressure behind everything and things are moving faster. And the better we do that, the better we get right through the board. So we do get better at short distances, we get better at longer distances. Some people are suited to short bursts. Some people love doing a lot of short training. Perfect. As long as you know what you're doing, as long as you enjoy what you're doing, that's what we want to achieve out of it. Okay, now, you may have been 3/4 of the way through that and gone, I don't know if I'm enjoying this. And yes, it was hard. Okay, but ultimately, look at that sweet puddle, it's beautiful. But ultimately, we're just doing things to push our limits. Okay, and if we don't push our limits, we don't know where we can get to. So I'm really hoping that there'll be a few people today that maybe have struggled with the rating in the past and might have been able to find it today, and find it with the rhythm. As I say, I was trying to make sure we were doing it with form rather than with absolute power and acceleration. Okay. Then did my piece while you were talking better than I thought. 129. Good on you, John. Well done. Okay, brilliant. So John did a warm up with that, and then he did a 500, 129.8. Man, well done. It's great. 4 days a week, 6 weeks. Oh, you gone back into lockdown. Oh, bugger. Crikey. Looks like we might have to sweet talk the boys. Sweet talk the asensei guys team. Just put in there, go add asensei, go bring some more live streams. I'm sure we can accommodate. I think you guys have gone back daylight savings too. So if I'm not mistaken, you guys are like 5:02 in the morning, I guess, in the UK, which is good. Okay, so overall, tough session, okay, but not the toughest we could have done. But you've got to remember there's a lot of things like this where you can make it easier and harder. Like with the board, if we had put in, say, a 2-minute break, it would have made it a lot easier to get through, and vice versa. So if we wanted to make it really bloody tough, we could have just thrown in like a 30-second break. So this is the thing about doing workouts yourselves at home, that you can make things harder or easier on yourself just around like rest periods and bits and pieces. So the longer rest period, the more you should recover, the easier the session should be. Vice versa, shorter period, harder, more fatigue, etc. So like, my heart rate's getting up bloody high towards the end of that, and the muscles are running out of energy. So they're starting to get fully lactated up, which is what it is. So really good. We haven't done like some short, fast stuff for a while. So I thought I'd throw that in there. As I say, it's a reason why I try not to do a lot on the stream. It's just the fact that we will get way out of sync. Some people rate really high, some people don't. And ultimately what we've been trying to do in all of the stuff, as you'll see, is very technical focused. very rhythm focused, just pointers that are going to make you guys better. The speed stuff is very much an individual thing, because some people love doing their pieces at 28. They find a really sweet spot between like the pressure that they put in, the power, and the rhythm that they find, and that's their number. Others, it might be 30, it might be 32, and then others are little whippets, and they rate it along at 38. And so that's really the key around that high stuff, is that all of the bits and pieces we do at the low rating, that we take through that mid rating, it's all designed so that you can do it here. Okay, and it's very hard. You still got to do a little bit every now and again, but probably for me, I really found 36 was just a really sweet number. Like, I haven't done a huge amount of like sprint stuff, because I used to be able to rate 38, 39 for my like 2K pieces, but not anymore. So that sort of 35, 36 number for me, I really feel that the momentum around the finish taking me forward, and more of the tap across the front. And so that's really where you have to find, where's your rhythm? Where did you find? Think about it. Have a look back on your speeds. Which piece did I really like? Was it the second one, third, fourth? Was it the 10th one? Was it the last one? And then from that, you'll go, okay, I get what he's saying. I know what I have to do, and I'm just going to keep working on that low rate, take it up every now and again to do some sprint stuff, and you'll be perfect. So there you go. Lisa, catching your breath. Yeah, I know you are. Same. I'm looking forward to go and have a lay down after that one. Better go have a walk down and grab another coffee before I do. Awesome. Okay, thanks, team. I think that's about all for today. No more questions. I guess everybody is bloody having a breather. Really cool one. Really good session. Tough. The idea of it is to be tough. And sometimes you're like, oh, cool, there's some short stuff. But then halfway through it, you're like, man, I don't know if it's so much cooler anymore. But hey, perfect. John, going to use it as weekly in the next 6 weeks, run up to the British Virtuals. Cool, nice. Frederick, thanks from Germany. Good man. Yep. The New Zealand, Australia, Oceania have got their ones on the 5th of December. So that's a qualifier for the World Indoors. I think the British ones may be the same. So enjoy, everybody. David, thank you. Great piece. Awesome. Right, it's Labor Day here in New Zealand, public holiday. I'm going to play some golf. So that's why we jumped on a little bit earlier for today. We'll probably end up being back at 5 o'clock next week as well. Just to make sure. But hey, that's just how it works. Great one. I'm dripping sweat. Good on you, Edwin. Fantastic. Good to see you all back. Keep training hard, everybody. Remember, stay safe. Social distance. Wear a mask. And if you live in America, make sure you're eligible to vote, because we know that you guys need to vote this time. Okay, awesome. More live sessions. Okay, Lisa, let's put that on there as I'll tell the sensei boys. Okay, as soon as you're in lockdown, they might even be able to rope in some of the other team to do a few bits and pieces. It still won't be as good as mine, but hey. Okay, right. Thanks, team. All the best. Thank you, everybody. Keep tuned, and we'll see you later. Oh, hang on, one more. Does that 12 by 1 minute can be included in a 2K training? Yeah, absolutely. Crikey, everything. This is actually a really good, probably a piece that you would do into a 2K. I'll carry on from Mark's question here. There is so much you can do around 2K training. And ultimately, yeah, this is probably a really great one where you actually, if I was to do this as a 2K training, I would do it on your pace. So not so much whatever your target pace is that you want to hit, I do it on target pace. I wouldn't worry too much about like rating stuff, but do 12 1-minute pieces. So if you're trying to hit 7 minutes, I'm using a round number here, 145s. 145 for every single piece. Because the first couple will be okay. third and fourth one, you'll be like, okay, this is getting a bit touchy. And then by the time you're hitting the last few, sort of the 9 to 12, the last 4 of them, that's what you'll be feeling when you're about halfway through it. And you'll be like, shit, I've still got quite a bit to go. And the whole idea with that is that that's what you're going to feel. So in here and in the rhythm and in the technique, that's where you've got to focus. Okay. And that's where you've got to find the efficiency. So you're tapping it along, looking at the speed. If the speed starts slowing, instead of adding power, thinking, okay, am I not quick enough with my hands? Have I not got enough leg speed? Am I not picking it up the front? And so that gives you a little bit more of an acknowledgement around how to make it easy for you. Okay, not work harder, try and make it more efficient. So yes, in a 2K sense, I would do it all at your target split. If you were going to do like 500 pieces, like 6 500s with a 3 or 4 minute break in between, do it faster. Have a bit of a whirl, get the speed above what your pace is. But for this one, because it's 12 1x1s, just sit on your pace. Try and manage your pace. Because ultimately, when you're into a 2K training program, a lot of what you work around should be worked around your pace so that you know what it is. Because you should go into a 2K knowing what your capabilities are. So if you're aiming for a 7 minutes and you're doing all these pieces and you have no idea how long you could sit on 145 for, you're probably not going to do a good 2K. But if you could do all of these pieces, round numbers again, people, if you could do all these pieces at 145 and finish and go, you know what, it wasn't bad, I guarantee you'll be pretty close to doing 7 minutes. So you've got to know what you're capable of before you go in there. You've got to know what your benchmarks are, how you can manage yourself, how do you feel, that sort of thing. Okay, so just try that. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Neil. Yep, I am going to enjoy my golf. It's going to be great. Right. Okay, signing off. Thanks, team. All the best. Until next time. Thank you very much.